I don't know about you guys, but I really want to be one of the executives within FIFA. Because look, how many times, how much more evidence do people need to recognize that the corruption is so deep within that organization? And yet Sepp Blatter has just recently won re-election, and it boggles the mind. I mean, even within Wall Street and some of the corruption that occurs within Wall Street, when the evidence becomes so overwhelming, then they have to stop the pretense. Wall Street has to stop the pretense and actually, put some people behind bars. But in FIFA's case, I mean, I said this before, it just boggles the mind. How is it possible that these crooks, these criminals, these miscreants, they continue to get away with charge after indictment after indictment, and it feels like what just happened with with all those executive leaders that got rounded up in Zurich. It seems like even at that point, I thought initially when I heard the news break out that look, this is done. FIFA is done. And yet, to my amazement, they continue to just roll over these controversies. I mean, nothing touches FIFA. It's just gotten so ridiculous. I mean, they're caught red-handed with scandal after scandal. And it's so obvious right now that the Qatar 2022 World Cup, that this should not go on for a number of fundamental reasons. Least of all, which is the heat during the time, even during the winter in that region, that part of the world. I mean, it's just going to be atrociously hot, and it's going to screw up the whole the football, the soccer schedules, especially for the major European clubs. I can't imagine that the sponsors are going to be very happy about that to initiate this very unprecedented modulation of their schedule. I mean, this is ridiculous. And not to mention also the fact that, culturally, it just doesn't work. There's a certain point where you have to say that Western culture and Islamic culture, they just don't mix, especially when you have an international event where people are coming from all over the world, and, they're going to be, decked out in their football gear, and, I'm sure the women are going to be scantily clad, and, how are you going to impose this, the Islamic fundamental principles of, when you absolutely know that these things are going to occur, that there's going to be drinking and fighting and all kinds of coarse elements within international sports, especially football, soccer. You're going to invite this element in. That's just part of the deal. And yet, we award this, the bid to Qatar, and not only that, but that bid was actually bought. It was bought by very powerful entities, by very powerful individuals. So it's bribery. I mean, it's the biggest scandal, and yet they continue to just roll over. And Sepp Blatter, I mean, really, truly, from just a legal point of view, from an ethical point of view, that guy needs to go. I mean, he is one of the most indecent, one of the most corrupt individuals within any political organization, and yet this guy continues to be elected over and over. I mean, I think it's time that we need to disband FIFA. I mean, it's ridiculous. The whole organization has lost complete integrity, has lost complete credibility. And when you lose credibility, when you lose the confidence of all the football governing bodies, I'm sorry, but it's time for a change. It really is. And I say, be done with FIFA. Let's bring in a fresh slate, different brand new organization with transparency, democratically voted. And where there's equal leverage amongst all the governing bodies, individual governing bodies within football. And let's just really make a change. Let's just make this happen, because this has just gone on too long, and the corruption is really affecting the beautiful game, and that would be truly the biggest tragedy in this scandal.
Stop taking blind swings at the market and instead receive the best stock ideas with the highest probability of success. At Bullish Money, we want to put more cash in your stash using scientific algorithms. No opinions, no interpretations, no nonsense, just straight facts. To get started today, subscribe to the Bullish Money YouTube channel and get actionable stock ideas right to your inbox.